Welcome back to the Tapico Talk podcast. My name is RJ Canlis. I am your host, and today we have a very special guest. His name is Carlo with a K. Carlo with a K of Horsepower Industries. Thanks, brother.
Yeah,
for coming on, man. I appreciate
thanks for having me here.
Yeah, of course. I always appreciate anybody's time to come on this tiny little podcast and talk to me for a whole hour.
Yeah, it's all good.
So I don't know if you're aware, but I'm friends with Adam and Honeylyn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honeylyn's my auntie.
She's your, I thought you guys were cousins.
Well, I'm older, but she's my aunt.
Oh, okay. I have that in my family as well. Like, yeah.
You know how Filipino families are.
I know Honeylyn's mom's a little older, right?
Yeah.
So,
but she's like almost my aunt. Yeah. In terms of,
Interesting. So do you call her Auntie Honeylyn?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's how much respect Filipinos have.
Yeah.
You're willing to call someone younger than you Auntie still?
Yeah.
Yeah. I call somebody who's like 15 years younger than me. I call her Auntie as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I know what it's like. That's cool, man.
Yeah.
That's
You
cool.
gotta
Yeah.
have that respect.
I've known Honeylyn since I was in 7th grade, dude.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, because she told me about she knows the owners of the Filipino store that I go, a Sisig, that place, seafood market, and then I didn't know that you're, like bar owner's son or something like that. Is that the family?
My family owns the Sassoon Seafood Center.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's where I recognize you, not just from TV, but you've gone to Sisig.
Oh,
right?
yeah, a lot.
Yeah. That's where I recognize. I knew you looked familiar, Carlo.
Yeah,
with a K.
Or they call me to KBR. That's
KBR?
my my initial.
Hey,
Yeah.
I like KBR. People actually call you KBR?
Well, that was my rap name.
Hey, that was your rap name? Okay.
Back in the days.
I'm gonna like go between KBR and Carlo.
Yeah,
Let's see what
KBR, and then that became a shop name too, because I had a shop in Vallejo before Horsepower Industries. I had a shop in Vallejo back in 2008.
Nice. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. So, Horsepower Industries is what do you call it? An auto shop?
Yeah, we're pretty much like an automotive performance shop.
And do you specialize in like something certain, or it's just a broad spectrum kind of deal?
We do, mainly Japanese cars, but we also do European, domestic, all from like basic services to like performance work.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think I should say it right now. So I know how to drive a car. I know how to put gas in a car. And I can go in reverse, and then that's about the extent of.
So whatever. If you guys need help with just basic maintenance or like all out race car build, we can do that.
Nice. But one of the main reasons why you stood out to me, bro, and why I wanted you on the podcast is the fact that you are not only just like a grease monkey, but you are also the owner of your own shop, and. I've never met a business owner within the automotive industry. So I was like, I got to get my boy Carlo on here, dude. So that's why I kind of want to pick your brain, because not until recently I modded my truck, and it's the first mod I've ever done to any of my cars. Usually when I get a car, that's it. So I get it now.
Yeah.
So my Taco is it's a 2009. So it's 11 years old, right? Yeah, something like that. 10, 11 years old. I put some mud tires, I put on some rims, and I put on a roof rack. And I was like, oh, I get it. It's like I have a brand new car, dude. Like the feeling I have.
Yeah. It's like all you. It's personalized. So, and that's what we do at the shop too. Mainly cars, not too much trucks. I have a truck too. I have a Tundra. But it's all stock right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I have it for 11 years, but it's still stock.
Yeah, it's a good fucking truck, right?
Yeah. Because, for me, it's like... I just bought the top of the line one, and then it's kept it stocked that way. It's more reliable. I tow a lot too. So we tow open trailers, closed trailers, like 24-foot trailers, and we have race cars parts.
Nice.
So it has to be like reliable, and I had it for 11 years now. So.
Yeah, no problems, right?
No, but when my cars, they're all modded. Most of my cars.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
So when did you get into cars?
Actually, when I first came to the U.S., back in 96.
Came over in 96?
Yeah, I was 14.
You're 14. What part of the Philippines are you from?
Parañaque. So
Okay.
in Manila. So I was born and raised in Pasay City,
Nice.
and I grew up in Alabang and Parañaque.
Oh,
So
okay. Okay.
Manila boy.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
exactly what I was
yeah.
about to say. You're a Manila boy.
Yeah. But I also live in the province too. But before I came to the US, I live in Laguna and in Cavite before coming here.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So I was able to like live that, humble life,
Mm-hmm.
and then was able to like learn how to be independent before coming to the US.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you gotta be independent, there's no maids out here.
Yeah, yeah, no, yeah.
Yeah, I know.
That's
See?
that's a good age, I guess, to come over because, like you said, you know what it's like to live in a country that's quite different from the U.S.
Oh yeah.
And
Mhm.
then
Oh yeah.
also I can't imagine it being too easy coming over to a new country at the tender age of 14.
Oh yeah. Yeah, especially like during those times, like 80s. I was born in 80. I was born in 81, so the Philippines, it was like developed, but in a way, but it's not like modern.
Yeah.
Compared to other, obviously US, but during that era, there's no internet, right? There's no internet. You just read or learn about America through books or TV, and that was it pretty much. Now, like nowadays, people that will come to any place, they could just like, smartphone search, what's like in Japan or whatever, America or like whatever. But back then, you're just like, okay, just what you see on the books, TV, what would people tell you? Because like I have friends that used to go to here in the US, for vacation.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, it must be nice,
Yeah.
like, like, oh, I just got back from Disneyland. It's like, what's that? What's in Disneyland?
Yeah.
Right? And then you watch these Disney movies at the time, like back in like 80s, 90s. It's like, oh, that's like all the theme parks and all that stuff. But I actually have a friend back there, back at home. He always tell me like, yeah, we're going to Knott's Berry Farm. I was like, that's Knott's Berry. Is it a farm?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then when I first came to the US, went to LA and went to Knott's Berry Farm. Oh, it's a theme park.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually had the same thing. I didn't know what the hell Knott's Berry Farm was.
Yeah.
And I'm from here. You know what I mean?
And then I was like, oh, that's how it's like. But yeah, I mean, like, yeah, 96, probably like the early ages of the internet. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's totally different coming to the US from the Philippines. But good thing, like where I'm from, we all also speak English. And, in the Philippines, like majority of the people out there.
Yeah, I have to learn English. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like second nature.
Mm-hmm.
Growing up in the household, people speak some English at least. And then in the school, I went to private school. So, obviously you have English classes. But yeah, I didn't really feel, I didn't felt out of place.
Yeah.
Maybe for the first week, I got homesick. And then after that, it's like, oh, I was able to like adjust.
Nice.
The culture and
so
stuff.
Nothing too crazy for you when you came over here, huh?
No. The only thing that will, the only thing that, especially like the OGs, the lolas and the aunties or the uncles saying, oh, stay away from gangs. That's the first thing that will tell me. And I was like, it's not as bad as in the Philippines.
Yeah.
Like growing up there, it's like I've seen worse.
Yeah.
Especially during that time. But even here though, it's like, oh, it's pretty crazy out here too.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
like every country has their bads and their goods, right?
But still not as bad as back at home back then.
Yeah.
And it's almost like lawless at the time, like 80s, 90s. And now 2000s, like, 2021 now, it's more
A little more control.
Yeah, what I mean? But imagine growing up during that time, 80s, 90s, it's like a different world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I could hop into a time machine, that is like an era I would definitely want to go back to, is like the 80s in the Philippines, because growing up, like in my teens, I was really tight with all of my uncles, and they were like 10 years older than me. And, they'd always just tell me the stories of what it was like. And I was just so intrigued by how the Philippines used to be, so
yeah, it's
I can
more,
definitely relate to what you're talking about.
Yeah, I think it's more laid back, more chill. You're kind of more free in a way.
Yeah.
It's like not much technology. So it's not like, and it's not busy as compared to here in the US.
Yeah.
Here it's like we're always doing something, busy at work.
It's definitely a different pace. You know what's one thing that always amazes me? When every time I go back home, one thing like that I always just stare at and just like I'm in awe of is like when you touch down from the airport, you drive to wherever you got to go, you just notice there's most of the people are just not in a rush.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can take it if you want, man.
I know.
It's just like, you okay?
Someone from Guam. I don't even know.
Hey, you got family in Guam?
No.
Oh, no.
But I do have customers that are in the military.
Oh, okay.
But normally they'll like leave a message or something like that. But if you don't leave a message, dude,
it's not important. Yeah.
Yeah.
The same way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
That's what I'm always in awe of, because you can just see people just sitting in front of their house or just kind of walking and like
just chilling.
They're like, they have nothing to do.
Yeah.
And it's something I always respect, because, I'm sure you understand, we're just so busy all the time. I'm like, hey, this dude's just enjoying life right now.
Yeah, it's different. And now, like, as an adult, I always like wonder, like, damn, how these guys like, pay their bills. But I guess like
it's called padala.
Yeah. I mean, if you have, family from the US or anywhere in the world, if you have people sending you money, you'd be able to like live a comfortable life. But
sometimes you don't have that, right?
No. Yeah. So it's not like, man, how these guys can like, but it's life is simple out there. It's not like you have a $40,000 car loan that you're paying, or like $500,000 house that you're trying to pay.
Just gotta worry about what you're gonna eat the next day.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes like it doesn't cost that much.
Yeah.
Like
you have like this ancestral home that you get. Right?
Yeah, some people, they're fortunate. But in our family, like we didn't have that.
Yeah.
I didn't come from it with money. Like humble beginnings, really, especially with my mom's side. It's not like we're dirt poor, but they're like they were from the province. They're from Mindanao, and then in the Philippines, same thing. It's like if you're not from Manila, if you're say from Mindanao or like anywhere outside Manila, you're like obviously like a provinciano. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then you go to Manila, try to get a job and try to make it there. Because if you can make it there, then you can make it anywhere, really.
Yeah.
But my mom, she's a very educated woman, so she graduated University of the Philippines.
Oh, nice. So
like, and then she's like in finance.
Oh, okay.
Like, so she went work for the bank, and from the bottom up, she got she actually went to the U.S., worked for Chase Manhattan Bank in New York.
Dope.
Yeah, and then she got like a degree with I forgot what kind of degree it was, but she also studied in Berkeley.
Nice.
And then got a degree there too, I think. So
nice. So did your mom come over first?
Yeah.
Or you guys came over?
My mom, okay, and then she got married here.
Nice.
With her stepdad, and then they petitioned us.
Dope.
Yeah.
So you came here, you said in 96. 96.
Mm-hmm.
You were 14.
Mm-hmm.
So what put you into the car scene? Was it Too Fast, Too Furious?
No, actually, no. I was doing it way before Fast and the Furious. During those days, because when I had my license, that was back in '98, and I was already like working on cars. But what got me into it, my mom, she told me to like oh, Carlo, you need to learn how to work on cars, because when you start driving, you gotta learn how to work on pretty much like learn to do an oil change, brakes, because taking your car to a shop will cost a lot of money. And like I said, we don't have money, what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And plus, I was like, if there's tools, which there were tools in the house, like in the garage, like my stepdad was doing like, DIY stuff. And I was like, what, maybe I could, learn. I didn't know how to, because, basically like when you work on cars, you need to learn how to read, the tools, like measurements, like what the tool size and all that stuff. So I learned that the hard way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like I'd say high school, doing auto class.
Yeah.
In Vallejo High, I did that. But at the same time, I was also doing. I was an apprentice. I work as an apprentice at Enzo Autosports in Vallejo.
Okay.
And it's like a small Filipino-owned shop. And the first time I went there, actually, I was in my skateboard, because I used to skate back in the days too. So like I was skateboarding, going to downtown Vallejo because we have a spot there to skate, and then kind of passed by this one shop by Sonoma Boulevard, and I'll notice like, oh, there's like OG Filipino guys hanging out. Maybe I could like just kind of you know like see what's up there. And then I was like, oh man, it had like nice cars, like all these wheels. That's the only thing I know is like wheels.
Yeah.
And then you see those guys like checking me out. I was like, oh well, you know, like this kid. And I was like, okay, I was just hanging out. Then every say week I'll pass by, see what's up, until they said, hey Carlo, want to work here?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and then it's funny because like when I first started working there, they didn't really pay me. Really, they didn't pay me shit. Like actually, I was getting paid food.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
that's real OG right there.
Yeah, like there's a burrito truck across the shop, and then they just like pay me like a burrito.
Oh really?
I was like, yes.
So you're just like shop boy?
Oh yeah, like I was like, you know, handling the guys' tools, and then till like they'd have me lower cars.
Oh really?
Yeah, I was doing suspension work.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you were still in high school?
Yeah.
Dang, dude.
It was funny because like I used to skip summer school just to go to the shop. I'll ride my skateboard. There's a summer. Me and my brother, we go to summer school in Jesse Bethel. But we're from Vallejo High. But the actual summer school, they do it in Jesse Bethel when it first opened up. And I was like, man, this thing sucks. It's boring.
Yeah.
So it's funny because right after my mom drops us off, maybe I'll wait like an hour. And then like just like skip class with just like bounce, dude. Then I'll just ride my skateboard going to downtown Vallejo. And yeah, those were days, man. Like I used to like start from the bottom, and then now we're here, you know what I mean? Yeah. Having your own business. But it's not as easy as what everybody thinks.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, because like some people think that my shop was like inherited, or like, oh, his dad probably works on cars, or family. Like, no, dude. I started from the bottom. Yeah. You know, I being an apprentice back in 98, 99.
Being paid in burritos.
Yeah, being paid like a steak burrito. And then I remember coming home, I didn't realize my face was like covered with like grease.
Wow.
It was that like busy because like, busy working on a car, and then the bathroom, they don't have a mirror. Yeah. I don't know how at the time, like you don't really care. Like I just
busy
like
working.
Yeah. And then I remember, I can still remember till this day when I got home, actually my mom was like, she was kind of worried. It's like, where are you, like, who's dropping you off? Because like the owner, Benny, Kuya Ben, he drops me off. He has an old Mercedes too, like a diesel 300D. And then all of our cars at the time were all Mercedes too. And sometimes when my mom hears the car, she thought that I was like driving away, or like I was like, no, I'm getting dropped off by the shop owner. And she was asking me like, what were you doing? Like, I just work on cars. Like, I became my apprentice. And then that's when she probably like, oh, okay, then as long as I'm not like
in a gang.
yeah, at the time. But it's funny because it's tough. Like that's another story of mine. Like growing up in the U.S., especially like we call it like at the time fobs. Yeah. You guys know the term.
Yes.
And there's like if you're kind of not trying to like be off topic, but
no, go ahead.
At the time too, during the 90s, there's that big I would say issue, but there's like a gap, or we call local born Pinoys, Philams.
I'm aware.
They were born in Kaiser, you know what I'm saying? Versus from us, born from the Philippines. Yeah. And then it's crazy because even I can remember during that time being like, kind of sigged, being like looked down by her fellow Pinoys.
Like the Filipino Americans, right?
Yeah. Because that's the same time where there's a influx of Pinoys from the Philippines coming to the U.S. mid-90s to like 2000s. Yeah. And then, you'll see like, oh, there's a new Pinoy at the school. Like, oh, at first there's only like 4 or 5. Yeah. Now it's like 20 of us. And I was like, oh, this is dope. Like, and everybody, they come from different like provinces. Not all the same place. and then all we start our own clique.
Yeah.
And then you have your own gang now because like you have to protect yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's funny because you have to protect yourself not from the blacks or the Mexicans or whites. You have to protect yourself from the Philams.
Yeah.
It was tough.
That's it. I want to talk about that more because, I'm like 5 to 6 years younger than you, but I remember all of the like the OGs of my time, and then also talking with my aunties and uncles who are maybe they're like 10 years older than you, and that was something they would always talk about how they didn't like be calling because that's a word I don't really use. Or I never used it because I understood from those before me.
Yeah.
They told me like don't call me that.
Yeah.
It's a very offensive word, and I get it. And they would explain to me all these battles that they would have with other Filipino Americans.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's
is that something you experienced yourself?
Oh yeah. In Vallejo High, yeah, we fight. Like there's a group of guys younger than me too. That's why I realized, like, man, in the US there's no respect for, even if you're like a year older, 2 years or 3, there'll be kids or people that they don't care.
Yeah.
And it's funny because like they don't come from like a really bad family. They come from like a nice, like say, well, I could say, but at the time, like say if you're from Rancho, like, in Vallejo, right? That's like a modest like neighborhood, a lot of like, say, Navy retirees or armed forces, or even like people that are still in the armed forces live there and bought the houses, especially the first generation Filipinos or second generation. But and then the kids though, they're the ones that are like, man, what's wrong with this kid? Like, because we get hated a lot.
Yeah.
Like really hated. Like say we go to a hallway or something, me and my friends will talk in Tagalog, or not even like talk loud. We don't talk loud. We're just like, hey, how's that? How's your class? This one, like, oh, how's, like even, oh, who's you're talking to the girl? This one, basic stuff, right? But then again, you'll see those guys checking out, like, hey, go back to where you came from, this and that, or and then I was like, hey, go back to where you came from, and look at this guy's like, dude, like,
you're Filipino.
Yeah, he's this guy's darker than me. You know what I mean? Like, look, like hella Pinoy. Like this guy is hella Pinoy, right? And then I was like, I don't know what's this guy's problem. And then I remember he's telling me like, yeah, come to my crib. It's like, what? Crib? What the fuck is a crib? And then I, because of the slang, and then if I was like, oh, okay, so you want me to go to his house and for what? Like, to fight or whatever. And then they were like, oh, they claim this, because if they're from Rancho, so there's like they're SAF or whatever.
Yeah.
And then me, I'm like, what I claim, I'm just,
I'm just me.
I'm me, with friends. That's why we made our own clique.
Yeah.
My friends, just because we, kind of represent ourselves and kind of protect ourselves, because like, I get called in to the principal's office a lot in high school because we fight. But it's funny, we fight against the Philams, not like black or white. Yeah. Because I'm cool with everybody else. Yeah. Like I have black friends, Mexican, El Salvadorian, like Vietnamese, Laotian, and then white, and they're nice people. Yeah. But then when it comes to those, but it's only like certain type of kids. Yeah. But here's the story though. So I remember I told you I was working on a shop, right? Mm-hmm. And then I'd say 2000, say fast forward 10 years later. Yeah. I have my own shop in Vallejo. I have my own smog station. I have my performance shop. Nice. I was doing pretty good. One day, one of the guys that used to have funk with me in Vallejo High School became my customer. It was funny, dude. Yeah. And this guy is all like Pinoy representing the shirt, the whatever flag on his car. Like he was just like all about Pinoy this time. I was like, man, this guy, if I was wearing that back then, this guy's gonna hate on me. But anything with the flag, or even back in the days, I never wear Pinoy shirt. I don't really say, hey, I'm Pinoy. This is not my thing. Like they can see in my face already. But sometimes people will mistaking me for Chinese because I have the chinky eyes or whatnot, right? Yeah. But anyway, so then it's funny. It's like around 2010, this guy became my customer at my shop.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, dude, like, oh, you own this shop? Like, yeah. Like, oh man, that's pretty dope. You know, like, didn't realize that, you know, I was into cars and all that stuff. And I was like, yeah, you know, yeah, it's been a while, huh? Yes, and then he actually is funny because he apologized.
Oh wow. Okay. Okay. That's what I was gonna ask you.
Yeah.
So he didn't even pretend like he
Nothing
didn't do
happened.
that. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
I think like, you know, but it's only one. There's a few guys that I know that were like really had bad blood.
Yeah.
But then like this guy, I think his name's Pablo, for his last name. But and shout out to him to like being, you know, like manning up, like say,
Yeah.
because they were, I understand they were young.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a thing too, like, because like I said, during that time, that era, there's not much information.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like now it's like you have the internet. It's hard to be ignorant nowadays.
Yeah.
You know, you cannot be. There's no way you can be like
I agree.
ignorant and uninformed, because now you can pick up your
Everything.
phone.
Yeah.
And-
Right there. Yeah.
Mhm. And then like you just like search.
Mm-hmm.
You can do your research, right? But back then there's no such thing. You know, like you can go online. Oh, what's a Pinoy from Parañaque look like? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Exactly. You're
Or
right.
like if you're from the Philippines, it's nothing like, oh, what's the you know, how's the guys from Vallejo are, you know, or the girls or whatever. How do you know, how do they treat people?
Mm-hmm.
Because we don't know that. Like that's why like, oh, it's like that was really, you know, kind of tough growing up, especially from a Pinoy going to the US, and you think that, oh, that's it, like you made it. But nah, dude, people need to know that you still have to deal with other people,
Yeah.
not just racist, but sometimes like your own people.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, but you know, I learned a lot just growing up in the US, and then having my own business now and dealing with a lot of different people too.
Oh yeah.
Because I don't really, it's not like I only cater to like Filipino customers.
Yeah.
I cater to, you know,
Anyone, yeah.
everybody.
Mhm,
You know what I mean?
mhm.
It's not like, I mean, there's gonna be some shops that will just like cater to like these type of group people, but not with me.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Interesting.
Yeah. That's
Nice,
crazy.
man.
I think that'd be a good topic for next.
Yeah, I would love to dive into that, man. Yeah,
Especially for
sure.
like, you know, that's why I was like, I'm kind of I even tell this to my kids too, like the way we grew up, you know, from the Philippines, and then come to the US, dealing with the people here, and then how you become successful. And then now, like, since I have 3 kids, and my eldest, like, he's 13, so sometimes I ask him like, so how's everybody at school?
Yeah.
Are they treating you like good? He's like, yeah, everybody's cool. But it's just like good because like I said, now it's like you can't be ignorant anymore. You know what I mean?
People will call that shit out real fast.
I know.
Yeah. So
Yeah, you know what? Was going back to that back in 2010 with Pablo, like you know, like he was like kind of like apologizing. I was like, no, you know, we're young, but you know what? What made the change? I think for sure it's like Manny Pacquiao.
dude, I was gonna say that. I was literally gonna say he was the start of that, because we had somebody to look up to.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
Before that, we had Rufio.
Yeah, but see,
Shout out
even-
to him though.
Yeah, no, but see, even that, nobody knew that he's like, or he was Phil Am, but
Yeah.
now like it's a different movie, but it's different.
You're right.
for-
Someone from the Philippines,
Yeah.
strong accent,
Mhm.
looks as Filipino as me. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
exactly.
Yeah, you're right. You're
Yeah,
right.
it's like I was trying to figure out at the time, but then like I noticed it because like ever since I'd say mid 2000s, like 2005, we getting more respect.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like we're not just like, because we know we are a minority. You know, if the African American or the blacks thinks that we are the minority, really. So we have like, I'd say we can again say like kind of less in a way, especially if you're from the Philippines too. But I can say that even if you're born here in the U.S., you're still a minority. You know what I mean? Because your bloodline.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? But that was pretty cool because like now a lot of people like respecting Pinoys, you know, and then not only that, not because of Pacquiao, and maybe because of like, you know, the workforce, you know, people in the service,
Yeah.
nurses in the healthcare,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you know, like, you know, Auntie Hannah Lynn's mom, she's a nurse. My wife's a nurse.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure like everybody else.
My best friend's a nurse.
Yeah, like they're in the or in the healthcare field. So I guess like once they see that, because obviously if you're a kid, you don't see that till like you're an adult.
Yeah.
Once you see, it's like, oh, these are they're good people. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah, it is kind of tough. Like I said, growing up, especially in that era, there's not much information.
Yeah.
But and I think another thing too that I kind of noticed as well, maybe because like the family, because I know there's a certain, I think I have a classmate back then. It was funny because like when I asked her, "Are you Pinay?" and she said, "No, I'm not. Well, she's probably not informed, like very like well informed. But I can tell she's Pinay, but I think she grew up in Hawaii. And then she said, "Oh, I'm not Pinay, but I'm Ilocano." And I was like, actually, that's Filipino. Ilocano, if you're from Ilocos, obviously you're from the Philippines.
Yeah.
It was just funny.
So like she didn't understand your question, or was she just like denying?
That's one thing, because like that's another thing that I was kind of like surprised, where either you're denying your own race, maybe because you're uninformed, or maybe because your family didn't want you to learn about your race.
Yeah,
so that's kind of sucks too.
Yeah, that plays a factor for sure on obviously what happens to you, like in your upbringing. Luckily for you, you resisted, you fought back, but till this day, because as we talked about earlier, my family runs the Sassoon Seafood Center, and I still encounter Filipinos in 2021 where they try so hard to hide their accent, and then for a fact they speak Tagalog. For a fact.
I know.
And then you try to speak to them in Tagalog.
Then they
pretend like they don't even, like, what did you say? Like, I know for a fact, motherfucker, you know what I'm saying.
It's different. That's what I'm saying too. Like, because back in the Philippines, you have that like the social status.
Yeah.
And also I think because of the person too.
Yeah.
Like they wanted to like say something, like prove something that, I'm gonna, because like I said, even back in the days, like 96, 97, when I was in junior high, I have classmates like younger than me. The schoolmates, like became my friends. And then, like not even a year in the US, and then they try to like speak English so hard.
Yeah.
Like, dude, we can talk Tagalog, or even like in school, or like in a teacher. But then like, like I have a friend, he says, his last name is Angeles. And then he became Angeles. Like Los Angeles.
Yeah. He's like, an Angeles now.
You just say Angeles, because like you don't have to say Angeles last name.
Yeah. Man. I won't even pretend. Yeah, right. I won't even pretend like to know what it's like to experience like the type of upbringing that you went through. But I feel very lucky that I had aunties and uncles and my parents to make me feel proud.
It's okay.
Yeah. For that, I feel very lucky that my family was able to let me know, like, you should never apologize to be not yourself, but to be Filipino. And
you know what?
It gave me a different perspective.
Your family though is like really nice, because every time I go to the store, it's like a really like a family environment, homey. You know what I mean?
Thanks,
I don't know who's like I forgot her name. She's like, "Hey, kuya," like, "How are you?" Like, and then sometimes they hook me up with food.
Oh yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, we like to do that.
And then like, I've been going there for like 8 years.
Nice. Yeah, I appreciate that.
But nowadays, I've been so busy. Normally, like they'll see me like once, twice a week, or sometimes like almost every day.
Yeah. And
then like for the past year, I've been only going like maybe once a month, twice a month.
Oh, okay. That's okay though.
Because like, at my shop, my techs, they're American. So like, white techs, and then one white, one is black. And sometimes, they don't really eat Filipino food a lot. So
yeah.
I have to eat sandwich, man.
Yeah.
Have to go get Joe's or or Chick-fil-A.
Yeah. Yep.
I was like, dude, it's like, I can't live with this, man. Like, actually, I probably gain more weight eating out. Obviously, go to McDonald's or like eating out all the time. And,
I know.
But if I was eating at Sisig,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, this will last me the whole day.
Yeah.
It's a good diet.
You're right. So what's your go-to at Sisig? What if you could only have one combination number 2 at Sisig for the rest of your life? What would it be? What would it be?
Dude, kare kare.
Kare kare. Yeah.
That's the best, especially when I first went there. But sometimes it's probably different depending who's cooking it, because I can tell who's like.
Yeah.
I know. I think Brie. Does Brie?
Yeah,
cook
Brie.
there?
Yeah. She just works there on Saturdays now because she works. Yeah.
But
Brie's good.
but I think she cooks, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it's like if it's Brie, like it's good.
Yeah.
And then I can tell like, but it's still good.
No, I know what you mean. Yes. Brianna's kare kare. Spot on. You're right.
Yeah.
Yes. There is a difference.
There's a difference.
There is a difference. Yeah.
Just especially like say 6-7 years ago, it's like, oh man. Every time I go, it's like, ate mer pa bang kare kare? Like I look, it's almost like, and only like you have to be there early, like between 11 and 1, because like if you go around 2-3, there's nothing left.
Yeah, you know what's up, man. You already know, dude. Yeah, you're OG.
But yeah, I'll get the half and half rice, sip and sit, and then I get the kare kare, and I'll get the lechon kawali, or the sisig.
Nice.
Yeah,
that's a good combo right there.
I think that's the first time I actually had sisig. Is it this Kapampangan?
Yeah.
Right. So they're it's really authentic. No eggs.
Yeah.
I think that's what they say, right? If you want sisig, it has to be no eggs.
Yeah. I mean, personally, I'm a fan of egg on my sisig, but if you ever been to the OG one in Angeles, not Angeles, it's just straight up. It's the tenga, the liver, and then just all the stuff of the pig head. You know what I mean? So no egg.
Yeah, because because when I first because from in Vallejo, I used to go to DJs, bibingkahan, but they're like I think it's Bulacan style. There might be some Kapampangan too, but their food is good, and they have sisig. But when I first came to sisig here, like. It's a different sisig. It's like, it's pig ears.
Yeah.
I never really eat that much, but then like when I had, this is actually good. Just put some vinegar.
Yep.
And then, man, it's good.
Yeah. I guess the way we do it too, we don't hold back. You know what I mean? It's a whole process to it, and man, we be going through pounds and pounds of that shit, dude.
Yeah.
So, but my go-to, if I can only have 2 things from sisig for the rest of my life, it would be the kare kare, right? With some rice and then our pork barbecue.
Oh yeah, I like that. The not the stick, but
the flat.
Yeah, I like
with
that.
sauce over the rice, because I feel like the pairing of the sweetness from the barbecue and then the umami from the kare kare. Oh, dude, I'll eat that like every shift.
We should do another podcast with food.
Yeah, dude, I should have done that, man. We should, for sure, man. Next time we'll do it at your shop, and I'll bring hella fucking sisig, dude.
Yeah,
we'll just fucking drink.
We'll just do what they call that? The mukbang.
The pulutan.
Yeah, and then the mukbang style.
Oh, mukbang. You want to do a mukbang? Fuck yeah, dude. Hell yeah. I've done a couple of mukbangs on my own personal YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So I'm down.
Yeah. Maybe I'll bring my kids too.
Yeah, of course, man.
One of my eldest is like a foodie.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
Yeah.
That'd be fun. That'd be fun. And I'll bring some boba, and it'll be cool.
Oh yeah. So do you own the boba shop or someone else?
Yeah. Me and my wife, we own Peace, Love, and Boba.
Oh, the one here
in Vacaville.
Because I've been there maybe twice.
Yeah.
So I'm not too sure if you guys are probably the same owner from years ago. Or
for Peace, Love, and Boba. We're the original owners.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good, because like I think you probably know Kaimana then.
Who?
Kaimana. There's this one guy. His name. Oh no, it's not Kaimana. He had a boba place, or in Sassoon. He owned like a little spot there.
You mean like the coffee shop?
I think back then. I think it was probably a coffee shop.
Oh yeah, it used to be next to the Rayleigh's, right?
Yeah. And then there's a car meet by Peace, Love, and Boba years ago that went. I probably went there just once inside.
Oh, I remember you were talking about. Yes. Yeah, we threw that. Yeah. I do remember that.
Yeah.
That was a big ass car meet. The cops shut it down.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I remember that. Oh shit, you were there.
Yeah.
So we've crossed paths before.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. But I just don't like going to the Vacaville meets because of the cops.
Yeah, they're strict, huh?
Yeah, but I know I'll go, but I don't know. It's like
We should do something, man.
yeah.
Like one day we should. I'm trying to bring that back. Like there's, like I'm pretty sure you're familiar with the scene in SoCal, like boba shops and car meetups are like hand in hand. There's not really so much here, you know? So
Actually, that's one thing I wanted to maybe try next time is have a boba place.
oh yeah.
Yeah, aside of just having a shop, like
Oh, yeah? Oh dude,
looking for a spot in like Cordelia area.
I could help you out with all of that, man.
Yeah?
Yeah, let me know, man.
Yeah, that's good.
Or that's one of the reasons why I started this podcast is just like I just wanted to be an open book about everything. Things have changed with like small business owners. Instead of working against each other, we
Collaborate. A lot of collaboration.
It's more beneficial.
Yeah.
I feel like, because I mean, there's really no secret. You just have to work fucking hard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. That's one thing too in my line of business. Like I said, I've been doing it for a while. Started out as an apprentice at Enzo Autosports, and then I worked at, I worked at a lot of different shops.
Yeah.
Like I worked at Pep Boys back in 2000. I was Pep Boys in Vallejo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I installed tires, like put the actual rubber, the tires on the wheels, and then even for those big vans, from like small tires to like big vans, and then numerous shops, and then like there's another performance shop in Vallejo called AZN Motorsports.
That one's still open, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I still see them.
yeah, by the freeway. So actually, before that, they have the first shop was in Redwood Street, and I was their first tech.
Oh wow.
And that's like the same time Fast and Furious came out.
Nice.
So there was ever since then, Fast and Furious came out like what, 2001?
Yep.
Yeah.
I was a sophomore.
20 years ago. Yeah, I was already out of school. Man, the shop was busy.
Yeah.
People want to get swaps done, but we were
Body
like
kits.
Yeah, but then actually on the AZN at the time, we do a lot more like JDM, like old school Toyota Corolla, A86, like drift cars. And that's when I started getting into drifting. But before that, I was a drag racer too.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I did drag racing back in like 98, 99.
Nice.
I used to go to like street races out in Fremont and San Jose.
That's dope.
Yeah. And
what was that like? Because see, when Fast and Furious came out, I was only a sophomore in high school. And I was a freshman. Excuse me.
Yeah.
I was an
Yeah.
And then, I didn't drive.
Yeah.
And I just remember wanting to be like that. And I always wondered because it passed me, I mean, there was still a scene, but it wasn't like
as hardcore,
Yeah,
as fresh as that.
So you kind of grew up in it.
Yeah,
Huh? What was it like?
I mean,
Was it like the movies?
Actually, yeah, they have. It's correct. It's like at that movie, minus the the cops or like whatever backstory it is. The whole racing stuff is real. Even if the 6 wide, sometimes it will be 2 or 3, or sometimes 4. I think I did a 4 wide race before.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's so cool.
It's crazy because like you're taking off like all 4 lanes, and then like you have like 1 flagger, but it's pretty scary too, because you don't know what's gonna pop out on the end, the finish line. Sometimes it'll be person crossing or like a car coming out, so you have to have spotters. But yeah, I mean, like I used to street race a lot.
Nice.
99 Fremont, 2000, 2001, and then 2002. I kind of stopped around 2003. Because I moved to SoCal around that time, in Ventura, and then I got into drifting. But yeah, what is in the movies? It's
pretty close. Huh?
Pretty close.
Nice. Those are like the heydays.
Oh yeah, because we used to shut down Sonoma Boulevard too.
Fuck.
Yeah, like I remember we held a race. This was back in 2002. The plan was, okay, if whoever wants to race, we'll just meet up at Baskin Robbins by Sonoma Boulevard, near Walmart, the old Walmart. And then like, who wants to race? Okay, we'll go to that straightaway. When the light turns red, will just turn and then we'll have a flagger and then, you know, drop his hand. And that's like a whole quarter mile from Meadows Drive to like Mini Drive.
Yeah, yeah.
And then by the time you hit Mini Drive, you just go back road, you know, Broadway.
Nice.
And then go back again.
Oh yeah, yeah. I can see that.
That happened for a good 10 minutes. And then the cops start showing up.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, and a good thing I know the cop.
Yeah. Okay. That's good.
Yeah, because like in Vallejo High School, there's some, you know, cops that have friends with, you know people. I think it was Officer Kazi at the time, but we knew the people. It's like, oh, you guys gotta get out. It's like, oh, all right. Cool. Oh, no. It was fun because like we were like just going different places, but the main races we go aside from like San Jose, we go to here, Fairfield.
Oh, really?
Jelly Belly, like behind Jelly Belly, there's a spot there.
Oh yeah.
But see, at the time before we even go there, we meet up at In-N-Out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So this was like 2001, 02. All our friends from Vallejo, what we do, we meet up at Starbucks first by Target. Yeah. And then and Admiral. And then we meet up there, had some, you know, Starbucks. Sometimes we don't have money, right? We just like check out the girls. Yeah. And you know, like have our cars ready. Yeah. And then we go to In-N-Out. And then, be like Friday. Normally it's like Friday nights, sometimes Saturday nights, but Friday nights around 12 midnight, people would just like hang out there. It would be packed.
Yeah.
And then like,
I remember seeing all that, dude.
Yeah. And then like, it'll be packed and then we'll just wait if somebody wants to like kind of follow, like, you know, lead the cars going to the spot. And there's like, there's spots here in Fairfield, like behind in Vacaville. Hay Road. Yeah. I forgot there's other streets there, but we go like behind the base. Nice. And then just like straight.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. There's a straightaway there that we just go and it's like we'd be there for like hours.
Can you recall like the top crews around this time of the like what were the top local crew? Because when I don't even know if this was because when I was coming up in high school, it was Powerline.
Yeah, Powerline.
It was there was one more big one.
Demented.
Yeah. That was I think I got Demented. They had that like that Chameleon MR2.
I guess so.
Was that Demented? Do you know what I'm talking about? And then they had the that dope ass 240 SX. Yeah. I think it was Demented.
I know those guys.
What other crews?
Well, at the time we were just called like Team AZN because we were from AZN Motorsports.
Nice, yeah.
And then like my friends that were in that group later on had their own group. I think it's called I forgot the name. I forgot. But during that time when I used to street race, because I don't go to teams because like I was a mechanic at a shop, so I don't want to claim
a certain crew
be a crew because like that's gonna conflict. I don't want like people from this crew to hate me because I'm like
that makes sense. Yeah.
That's why they knew me from AZN Motorsports at the time. I had a black Mark II Supra.
Oh shit.
Yeah, Mark III. Mark II. It's a 83 Mark II Supra.
Dope.
Yeah, black, and it's like really. I would say legendary, but people knew it at the time.
So everybody knew it was fucking Carlo rolling around. That's dope.
Because dope. Like there's not many people from Vallejo will race against Powerline, especially from I mean even though they're like Vallejo crew, they're fast. You know.
Gotcha.
I used to race against Integra, GSR, Civic. There's a CRX that I used to race with Nitrous.
Damn.
I got smoked, but it's funny because like when I lined up, we were in Hay Road too. We're lining up. No, actually, no, it's not Hay Road. The other I forgot the street, but it was like straightaway. Like it's like almost like going to like Dixon or Davis. It was like really out in the cuts.
Yeah.
It was. I remember that night was like packed. Like there's a lot of cars. Just like we were there for like hours, maybe 2 hours, 3 hours. No cops. And then like when I was lining up, and then there was a chick went to my window, and she said, "Hey, be careful, it's gonna squeeze on you." And I was like, "Oh no," because like squeeze like he has nitrous. And then I was like, "Oh, it's a Powerline car."
Yeah.
And they had that "You ain't shit" sticker at the back. It's like that's their trademark.
Yeah.
And I mean, he got me the first, second gear. Then third gear, I was pretty much gaining, but then he cut me. That's their style.
Oh, really?
So I know if you have like guys from Powerline reading the podcast,
Yeah,
I know you guys. I know how you guys race. So this was like, over 20 years ago. And first, second gear, once he has that lead, he'll just like cut right off. And I was like, oh shoot, I'm not gonna, like run him over. I can see it's like, and then he'll have the hazard lights.
Yeah.
I was like, this fucker. I mean, whatever. I mean, I know those guys, so I'm not tripping, right? And that was 2001. I say fast forward 05, 06. That kind of like crazy, because that's when like the new generation Powerline members started to show up.
Yeah.
And then I think there's one kid brought a gun to one of the races.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we were at Brentwood. We were racing in somewhere in Brentwood. And then like pretty much like a 707 guys versus like the 925 guys.
Yeah.
And then I had another Mark II Supra, but it was like kind of all stock looking. I didn't really want to race, but then like, yeah, whatever, I have my car. And then got there, and then this kid was like, man, you guys ain't shit, like, what's up? Then he was walking around pacing, and then he was showing off his gun.
Oh my God.
And I was like, this guy's nuts, dude. Like, what's wrong with
bringing
this
a gun
kid?
to a fucking car race.
Whose younger brother is this?
Yeah.
And then obviously the guys that from that area, they were like worried, like, what the hell,
Yeah.
And that's why, like, I guess he's trying to intimidate other racers. But I was like, this kind of messed up, because even back then, like back in 01, like 4 years prior to that, or 5 years, there's no
There's no beef, right? No drama.
I mean, there's beef. There's, especially in South Bay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we raced against like SVP, like DNR, DNR SVP. There's some teams out there. Even like there's a team called Out of Order, but at the time they weren't really that big. They got big like mid 2000s. But there were some guys like, they have teams, but no animosity. Like no one's bringing guns.
Yeah.
Or bats or whatever. You just race.
Yeah.
But with Powerline at the time, I remember this one kid brought a fucking gun, dude. I was like, dude, this is gonna be like one of my last like street race, because I don't want to be involved with like. And it's crazy, because even to have some friends, that got into I don't know, it's just crazy. Like I think mid 2000s was like one of the craziest, because people like bringing guns and stuff. You know what I mean? It's
interesting. I didn't know it got down like that.
Oh yeah. And then like there'll be like fights, and then like just like all sorts of drama.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. And then I got out of it for a while. I think 2006. I think 05. Same year, I got into like music. I told you earlier, I had a rap group.
Yeah, dude, we're gonna have to have another podcast.
I know.
'Cause, like we're pushing on almost an hour. It's fucking crazy.
I know.
when an hour flies by, we're like, we gotta have another one, dude.
Yeah,
we gotta have another
part 2,
one.
part 3. I don't care. But there's a lot of stuff that is interesting, like stories, especially.
You're living like exactly what I wanted to do when I was 8th grade. I was like, man, I just wish I was 2 years older and I had like $1,000.
It's crazy, because even back then I didn't have money, and the Mark II Supra that I got was free. But like I said, at the time, I got a free car from a friend, because like it's just a story too. Like, it's hard at the time when Filipinos coming from the Philippines going to America. It's hard to get like a license, especially like, you're just starting, you know what I mean? So at the time, I was one of the ones that got a license. Actually, I was the one that had a license.
You're the first one.
First one from all of my friends.
Nice.
Because I was oldest. And then when they knew that, Carlo has a license. Oh, okay, I have this car. Somebody gave it to me. Maybe, you can have this car, fix it. And it was a Mark II Supra.
Oh, shit.
But then
dude.
it was like,
that's crazy.
It's a beat up car. And then I fixed it up, and then that became the service of everybody. Like, my friends, I'd pick them up from their house before we go into school. Before going to school, and then that, and then my sisters, then my sister's friends. Yeah, I became the guy. first Uber, if anything. You know what I mean? Because they're giving me like 20, like each family, like they'll give me like $20 for the week, and then I have like almost $100. And it's like, this is gonna last me like. And at the time, gas was only like maybe 99 cents a gallon.
Fuck, no way.
Yeah.
Damn, you've been hustling since you were a little boy, dude.
Yeah. So like, and then whatever money I get from like getting that, free gas or whatnot, spend on the car.
Yeah. I remember my senior year of high school, I had a GTI, like a 2001 GTI or something like that. It filled up with $20.
Oh,
that was in 2004, man.
Yeah.
$20, dude.
That goes a long way.
Yeah.
Back then it's only like when I first started driving, like 99 cents. 89 for cheap gas.
Nice.
89 cents.
Nice.
Did 99 and became $1.09. Toll was only like $1.50.
Fuck,
then it became $2. People starting to freak out. It's like, it's gonna cost a lot to go to San Francisco now.
Yeah, $2.
Yeah, because that's why back then I used to skip school. Which means you can just like gather change from the couch or whatever. People will just like pitch in, and then like, let's go to San Francisco.
Yeah.
And then I have like me and my girlfriend and other friends. We'll just go to San Francisco and hang out. Now it's hard to go to San Francisco without
almost $10 across the bridge. Almost.
Well, round trip.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Oh man, like after gas, food, toll, parking, easy $100.
Yeah,
maybe 60 if anything. But if you're like, if you want to have a good, like be able to park, be able to like eat good, easy $100 nowadays. But back then, $20 can go a long way.
Yeah, dude, something that we'll never get back to that ever again.
I know.
But dude, we cannot end this podcast without talking about your businesses. Like seriously, we're gonna schedule another podcast. We're gonna do like 2 more, man. But I have to ask you. So you had a garage in Vallejo first, right?
First, yeah.
So how old were you?
When I had my business, legit shop, I was 27. But before that, I was doing work in my mom's shop. Mom's garage in our house. So I was doing side jobs. This was back in 2006 or 04, 05, 06. Just working at the garage. And then after that, I was able to like save up enough to get a shop space in Vallejo. Just a, small 2,000 square feet. And that was KBR Performance.
Okay.
Yeah. And I did the same thing, performance work. That's like specialty. I did a lot of Supras at the time, Toyota Supras. Mitsubishi Eclipse, drift cars, time attack cars. Then I had that till 2012. I say 2013. Then I closed it, and then I had family, so I had to take care of my kids. And then we moved out from Vallejo, moved to Fairfield in 2013. Bought a house in Cordelia. So that was like a good thing too. Like we were able to buy a new house, especially at the time the market was still like really low.
Nice.
And then,
good timing on that.
And then 2014 was able to get a lease.
Dope.
Here at Enterprise Drive. And then here we are still. Like we're busy even with the pandemic. Actually we were busy last year too.
Yeah.
This year was like kind of okay, but last year we were super busy.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I seen you've been doing some work on Adam's car, his Mustang.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of work on that car. And their regular cars too. I do a lot of like basic maintenance on Nissan.
So if I wanted like an oil change, I could bring my truck there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool, man. Yeah. I want to bring my truck in because I want to. I know you don't really do trucks, but I've seen on your page that you do trucks. Okay. Because if I can get a hold of a lift kit, which is like almost impossible right now, I want to do about like a 2.5 inch lift. You could you could do some work.
Yeah.
I would love to because you've been like frequenting my family's restaurant. I gotta give you one back. I'm gonna start bringing my car there, dude.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, even Uncle Rene.
Yeah, yeah. Has my dad been to your shop before?
Was your dad?
My Uncle Rene is my dad. Yep. That's my dad.
I never. Yeah, he's always there.
Oh, really?
Recently,
but he's been there a couple times.
Yeah, I serviced the van.
Oh, okay.
And then
okay, good to know, man. And I know my cousin Janelle has brought her car.
Yeah, I always work on her car, the Civic and Corolla too.
Yeah. That's the old school Corolla.
I didn't know that was her car.
Yeah.
And then like I thought it was like the husband's car, but it was her car.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit. Like,
that car's been in the family a long time.
Like that's a reliable car.
Nice. Yeah. Well, but my truck needs some love, man. Like I said, I'm not the best car guy, so I'm gonna bring it to. Like, just
everybody. I told everybody.
Don't look at me different, man.
Yeah.
I don't want to discount or anything. I just want some good work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And after talking to you for the past hour, like you're the guy to go to, man.
Yeah.
You are the guy to go to.
Yep. I'm the pretty much everybody's mechanic.
I love that. I love that. Is there anything you want to plug up before we go?
Actually, just if people, it'd be nice to like have people follow our Instagram, or not only that, or we have a YouTube page too. But yeah, go to our Instagram at HRSPWR _ industries.
And your YouTube channel is the same thing?
Oh yeah, Horsepower Industries. Like search Horsepower, like the regular, spell it Horsepower Industries. It'll just pop up. You'll see some of the stuff that I used to do back then, 2006 or 09 or something like that.
Yeah.
And then yeah.
I like your Instagram page. You have a dope page.
Yeah.
So.
I actually stopped kind of like posting daily because we're so busy, man. Like, and so like before, like I'll post 2 or 3, whatever, like real time, like whatever you're doing that day, I'll post. But now it's like,
it's a lot of work, man.
Oh yeah,
it's a lot of work.
The stories is like all real time, stories. But then like some of the stuff, like man, I have to push it back.
I feel
it's too much. I mean, if you see like my posts, like 4,000, like 3,000 posts, that's a lot.
You're right.
For past
I was scrolling
7 years, like oh shoot, But our Instagram is linked on our Facebook.
Okay.
So even people on Facebook sees our posts, but yeah, I mean, it'd be nice. It was actually good. It was a good decision for me to open up a shop again. Because before I wasn't even thinking about opening up a shop in Fairfield.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to chill, but then I was like, I have friends that are like, Carlo, when are you open up a shop again? Especially when I closed KBR in Vallejo, I was out for a little bit, but then during that time, I was working at the racetrack at Sonoma.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
okay.
I was working for another shop and was able to like, gather more skills, like setting up race cars. So that was a good thing. So now I'm like doing a lot of like race like track stuff, racing. So
nice.
Yeah,
you're the man, Carlo.
Right on there.
I appreciate you, man. And I'm gonna bring my car in and I'm gonna hit you up.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time, brother. I appreciate you.
Thanks for having me here.
Stay tuned for part 2 and 3.
Yeah.
It's coming.
All right, right on. Thanks, guys.
Appreciate
Thank
you. Dude, you're a natural, man.
Thanks, too.
I think your podcast is dope. You have a lot of